All right, what's up, everybody? Here's Strings. She's surveying the street, making sure everything's all right out there. She does this every night just before we go to sleep. And then here's Stormy. She's laying on the table, stretching out her body and basically begging me for some type of attention, food, pets. There's a little brush that I use on them that she likes, or she's just straight up hungry and wants some treats. It's probably the latter of the two. Her eye's been a little messed up too. I've been wiping it, but it keeps getting that little gunk on it. Anyway, so I got to go downstairs and transplant 2 rocket surgeries that I have. So those are the 2 pots that I'm using. That is a gigantic tray of all my amendments. I'm not using all of them, just a few. And then in the left side of the shot is the BK Promix that I'm going to use. I'll explain it. So this is a 10-gallon pot on the left, and then I'm going to end up using a 5-gallon to the right. I don't have enough medium for 2 10s. I tried, so I ended up switching it after I took this shot. So this is when I filled up the pots, probably like maybe 70% of the way. I'm not really sure, but I only fill it up a little bit of the way because I'm going to add amendments to it and then put more soil in. So I want to save space, make sure I have space for everything. So I'm going to use that. Earthworm castings, you can use any brand. This is just the brand that I have. I have some Dr. Earth Flower Grow, which is coming up next. Great stuff. I still put some in, even though the plants aren't directly going into flower, still give it some for the soil so that they can use it when they need it. Definitely use a mask for this if you have one, because it gets all over the air. It's powdery, it makes a mess. The other thing that I'm going to try out is the Coast of Maine leaf and green blend, I guess. I usually use the Stonington, but I'm going to try this. So that's the soil after I scoop the amendments in and pile it up. There's the BK25, the Pro Mix, just in case anybody wanted to try it. It's the bark peat edition of it, I guess. So I think it's still very good. This is the 2 pots that I just showed you, the 10 and the 5, and that's with all the soil and amendments that I'm going to use for now. And then the next step is to now put these 2 plants in there. It's going to be the 2 on the very end, the 2 in the red solo cups. Those are both rocket surgery feminized seeds from Cascadia Seeds. They look a little bit sad in these cups. I don't know what the hell is going on. The leaves are droopy. The leaves are starting to turn a different color. So hopefully putting them into these pots with some amendments and, you know, like some water will boost them back up. And Spooky, of course, he's got to be around. Got to make sure shit's going down correctly. This is the hole that I dug for the new pot. So this is the particular brand of mycorrhizae that I use. I actually saved a little container, and then any mycorrhizae that I buy after that, I just put into the container because it's a good little container to keep it in, and it shakes out well. I use water in the hole before putting the plant in there because it just helps the mycorrhizae stick better to the soil rather than it just being all piled up at the bottom. So you'll see what I'm saying. I just kind of go around like I would be cooking and just sprinkle it all in there, get a nice coating on there. Good. I did not show me taking the plants out of the cups, but it's very simple. You just pull the plant out, put it in the cup, and then, you know, backfill the soil around the edges, and that's it. Pretty simple. Same exact thing with this, the water, spraying it around the outside. Mycorrhizae is going to go in there next, and then that plant right there to the left. I'm going to put that in the pot. This is the bigger pot. This is the 10-gallon. So we're going to see. I mean, hopefully they just bounce back. Hopefully the newts in the soil and just the space for the roots and the mycorrhizae, hopefully that gives it the boost that it needs to come back, because they weren't looking too good in the solo cups. This is what they look like in their final, you know, homes, I guess. And I'm giving them some water just because I want to water everything in, get everything to kind of start, you know, decomposing and have the roots start to uptake some of those nutrients. I looked at it actually this morning. I did this last night. I looked at it this morning and the leaves seem to, you know, have perked up a little bit. So, you know, maybe in a couple of days, the leaves will all be perked up nice and the plants will then start to explode. In the middle is all auto flowers. So those are doing really well, but I don't really know what I'm doing with those yet. I may move them 1 or 2 outside. I may I don't really know what the hell I'm doing. I just germinated them and sprouted them just for the hell of it, just to see. I usually don't grow autos, but I have so many auto seeds that I'm like, oh shit, I gotta start growing some of these things. I'm just gonna be collecting auto flower seeds, and that I don't wanna do. So I'll come back and give you an update probably tomorrow, but this is what they're looking like for now.